Result.
When this man is on form, he can be quite wonderful. He can also be absolutely dreadful. If you remember his performance against Tim Henman at the Paris Indoors last year, it was laughable.
Yes, it was quite shocking. The worst of it was that he didn't try, but it certainly looks as if he's giving it a crack here. Sampras with a pretty clear run through, played 84 games so far, but Arazi with his 5 setters played 122 games. That's a lot of tennis.
Well, the first leave, one could at least understand it was close, but I mean, how many yards was that inside the baseline?
Yes, and it's not as if Arazi mishit this, actually hit it very well.
Fourth deuce.
Yes, that's going to be the key. Looking down at the rebound ace court, no different, of course, from the one he played against Philippoussis on, but it does bounce up a little high. Again, Sampras staring at the line, but that one was certainly just wide.
That's a fabulous opening game.
Oh, he's a lovely stylist, is Arazi, very wristy. And when he's moved, he can be very threatening. See Sampras trying to take a bit off the serve to the right court now. Trying to swing it wide, just 163 kilometers an hour.
Second double brings a third break point for Hisham Arazi. Magnus Gustafsson in the last round only had one break point against the Sampras serve in the entire match. The third ace from Sampras, and he finally wins the opening game after 6 deuces and 3 break points. One love up on serve. He's now 4-3 up on serve in the opening set. Arazi to serve with new balls.
Yes, well, a typically left-handed serve. The first left-hander that Sampras has played in this year event. Last year in winning it, he played two, Mark Woodford and Thomas Muster. And last year he was 12-1 against left-handers. The only left-hander he lost to was Peter Corder.
At the US Open, they could meet here in the semi-finals.
And you can see that arazi using the left-handers play quite well, playing a lot to the Sampras backhand, where Sampras can't hurt him as much as he can with his forehand.
An extraordinary angle there that arazi managed to find. From Australia in the chair, announcing the net cord. Isn't that the little hand movement from arazi?
Good look at his stomach muscles, very important, of course, for most sportsmen. Tennis players are not accepted to be very strong in the stomach. And with all those games played, I think it's almost a must-win first set for arazi. He's not a man known for his great conditioning.
Not only did he go 5 sets against Philippoussis in the second round, arazi 5 sets against Francisco Clavet in the last round. Sampras, of course, has just played 3 matches, all won in straight sets, so 9 sets played. Arazi did win in straight in the first round against Drakeman. Well, he's been very subdued. Perhaps it's because it's a Sunday, but we've had no slam dunks from Sampras. But there's never anything subdued about arazi's stroke play.
Well, he fooled Sampras here, and I think he had me fooled because he didn't look really as if he was motoring, and then suddenly exploded into the shot just at the very last second. Yes, no slam dunks from Sampras, and of course it's all right for us. We've seen a lot of him, and we'll see more of him, as will they, of course, all the Americans in his camp there, Todd Snyder, Tom Gullickson, and Paul Annacone. But so many people will only have tickets for one day. This may be their only chance of seeing Sampras.
Thank heavens, though, for the roof. At least they are seeing some play today. 5-4 Sampras, first set. Jonas Bjorkman and Byron Black are also due to play on one of the outside courts. Court 2, Kuchera and Fromberg due to play on court 1. Very solid indeed.
Yes, pretty emphatic Arazi not quite getting the angle, but still keeping it low and hitting it with a lot of power. He gets his power, of course, from terrific timing when he's on song. But that's where he's got to really make his breakthroughs in these rallies. He's got to soften Sampras up a bit on the backhand, wait for the short one, and then look to use the forehand. And he's got to make a high percentage of those.
And somehow Sampras in his prime, you would have expected him to make that, because he's normally so good on those running forehands. A couple of poor errors in this game from arazi, and here's a set point.
Yes, he's certainly not as fluent on the forehand side as we've seen so far this week. His forehand's just been working, frankly, gloriously. That could be one of the reasons, with the left-hander just applying so many more shots assiduously to the backhand side, and then of course a grip change for the forehand for Sampras. It's not quite as straightforward as playing the right-hand as he's been playing.
Quickly onto that second serve, though. That's great resistance from arazi. And frustrating for Sampras. Just can't break free of the shackles. The arazi camp. He's coached by Alberto Castellani.
Yes, Castellani usually has a couple of players around, because Voynier is one of his charges as well, but he's really slipped down the rankings as the Romanian. Down at 150 now, so hasn't even bothered to come down to Australia.